The Rings of Power, Episode 3. I don't know how to feel about this one. It wasn't neither here nor there. It wasn't anywhere. I feel like Dr. Seuss.
I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere.
Let's start off with Galadriel and Halbrand coming to Numenor by the way of ship, which was captained by none other than Elendil. Once again, the shots look beautiful. I love the way the ocean looks. It's a deep royal blue, and you can feel the weight of the water and the contrast between the color of the water, color of the ships. It looks beautiful. As they're sailing and Galadriel slowly realizes where she's at, you can tell she wants to smile due to the beauty of the place, but she's holding herself back. She doesn't want to smile, and maybe that's because of the way she perceives the relationship between the Numenorians and the elves. They explained it in the show as the Numenorians cut off ties from the elves and they started sending elven ships away. And so maybe Galadriel holds that grudge for I don't know how long she would be holding that grudge for, but it seems like she's hesitant to express herself, and that could also, she seems like a bitter person, you know? So that lack of expression, that bitterness, that resentment, that hate and all that stuff just could be all stemming from the death of her brother, trying to find Sauron, you dedicated your life to this one mission and you can't accomplish it. You haven't done it in how many years? It's possessed her. It's become to define her, and she's lost who she really is. So pretty soon we get to see Miriel, the queen of Numenor, and yeah, she's annoying also. That's the problem with Galadriel and this queen. Their egos are astronomically big. We get this little back and forth with Galadriel and Miriel, and it was whatever, man. So as the episode goes on, you see Galadriel sneaking around the city, trying to avoid the guards and whatnot. And she's smirking as she's doing it. So finally you're getting to see she's smiling a little bit, she's smirking. Like, come on, express yourself. You can smile, you can be yourself, be happy. If you want to smile, you can smile. You don't have to hold on to this serious, bitter, kind of resentment, thinking that it makes you strong, or I don't know what's going on in your head, just relax, be yourself. Then we see Galadriel meet up with Elendil, and they are having this conversation, and it's odd because it seems like he's talking down to her, not in the way of disrespect, but in the way of an elder talking to a child or a younger person. And we know Galadriel is thousands of years old. She's older than Elendil. I don't know if it's because, Elendil looks older, Galadriel looks younger, so they thought it could work, but I don't know. It was odd seeing Elendil look like he's imparting wisdom upon Galadriel. Like, you remind me of my children. It doesn't really make that much sense when you actually think about the age of these characters. We then see Galadriel get really excited about the idea of riding a horse, and Elendil and her go riding, and we see Galadriel full-blown smile. I've been asking for her to smile this whole episode, and that was a bit too much. You can take it back a little, Galadriel. It was like, I don't know, it was a little creepy looking, that smile. I'm not gonna lie. No offense to the actress, I don't think your smile is creepy. I think it was just, you were smiling a lot, you're riding the horse, and the wind is blowing back in your face. And I don't know, man. It looked a little creepy to me, in my opinion. And as they're riding, you're hearing the Galadriel theme. They're overusing the Galadriel theme. They use the theme in multiple ways. Like they use the same melody, but they draw it out to make it more dramatic. They make it more punchy when it's a more intense scene, but it's all the same melody. It's I don't understand why people do this. This is what they did, and they ruined the Force theme, John Williams' Force theme with the Star Wars movies. They made it very dramatic, and then they made it very personal and nuanced, and like just come up with different themes. Don't use the same character theme over and over again. In the meantime, Halbrand is busy trying to make friends with people at the bar. We find out he really, really wants to be a smith, and apparently he actually has some skill. But later on, we find out that looks like he has some royal ties, but he doesn't want anything to do with them. It seems like they're trying to go for an Aragorn-style story with the Halbrand, where this guy who has this royal past but is running away from it and doesn't want to have any part of it. I guess we'll see how that plays out. So now the Harfoots. The Harfoots were the best part of the episode for me. Their entrance was magical. I don't care if you hate the show, that entrance was beautiful. At first when we saw them, I didn't even know that they were the Harfoots, to be honest, because it looked magical. You had them frolicking through the forest with the sun coming through the trees, and it was in slow motion, and their clothes were waving in the wind as they're running, and it looked beautiful in my opinion. It looked magical. So we get into the Harfoot camp, and Nori Brandyfoot is trying to sneak into the leader of the Harfoots' little tent, and she's under his desk while her friend is out there giving directions like left, right, up, down, forward, whatever, as she's trying to distract the guy while she's under the desk trying to get the paper. So it was cleverly done, and I found that enjoyable to watch. So then the Harfoots have this little committee meeting where they're talking about the next wandering. So what they do is they pick up their stuff and they wander. They move from location to location. They're like gypsies. They're travelers. They're nomads. But the issue is Nori Brandyfoot's dad has a broken foot. So they're worrying about, can they make this next wandering? Are they going to be left behind? The reason why they do this wandering is so that men can't hunt them. They can't be hunted down by animals, wolves, and stuff like that. It just keeps them safe. Everything the Harfoots do are all centered around them being safe. So now we have this giant, crazy looking wizard. I called him a bumbling buffoon of a wizard in the last episode, and that's continuing to be proven in this episode. He is over the fire looking at the map of these constellations of stars that he was showing the Nori Brandyfoot and her friend in the last episode. And he's over the fire reading them, looking at them. And I'm like, come on, man, back off. That thing is going to catch on fire. And surely enough, it catches on fire. He falls all over backwards, gets caught on a net or something, and it's just a big mess. I'm thinking this guy is Gandalf. Even though he shouldn't be Gandalf, I think he is Gandalf. And what they're going to do is, the reason why Gandalf is the way he is, the Gandalf we all love and know, is because of none other than Nori Brandyfoot. The reason why we have Bilbo and Gandalf, the reason why we have Frodo and Gandalf is all because of Nori Brandyfoot. Gandalf wouldn't be the way he was without Nori Brandyfoot. I think that's what's going to happen. The reason why Gandalf has this fondness with the hobbits in the Third Age, why he developed a relationship with Bilbo and Frodo, is because of Nori Brandyfoot. He's indebted to Nori Brandyfoot and what Nori has done for him. I feel like that's honestly what they're going to do with the character. And I don't know how I feel about that, man. So the wizard ends up helping the Brandyfoot family. We know that Nori's dad has a broken foot. So he ends up pushing the cart with them as they continue on their wandering. Moving on to someone else who can't be doing much wandering because he's chained up with the orcs is Erendier. So Arondir has met with a few other guys who have also been imprisoned by the orcs. And the orcs look great in my opinion. The prosthetics are done really well and the voices are good. They're all pale because these orcs have been living underground. I talked about it in the last episode. They look like they're part mole, part orc. The dynamic between the orcs and the prisoners give me a Planet of the Apes vibe. And I really like Planet of the Apes. So that was cool to see. Eventually, Arondir and his fellow prisoner friends tried to spark a rebellion. They were doing these really cool chain attacks, like flicking the chain like whips, doing kicks, and the chain is extending and whacking the orcs. I thought it looked really cool. But in the end, people died and Arondir fell back into that orc pit. So the orcs kept mentioning their leader by the name of Adar. And I like the name. It sounds cool. I don't think it's part of any Tolkien work, but what they're doing is it seems like they're insinuating that this guy is Sauron. And we do see a glimpse of him by the end of the episode. It's real blurry, but he looks like an elf. And he's coming up to meet Arondir by the end. So I guess we'll find out who this guy is in the next episode. But yeah, all in all, I thought this episode was, again, like I said, neither here nor there. It wasn't good or bad. I've been comparing this show with House of the Dragon in both my House of the Dragon and Rings of Power reviews. As I've seen, House of the Dragon seems to get better with each episode. I thought the Rings of Power had a stronger first episode, but it seems to have stagnated. It's not, I don't know, man. It's not, like House of the Dragon is getting good, but this is just, it's not good, it's not bad. I mean, again, as a Tolkien show, it's not good whatsoever. But just as a show, it's just not doing much for me. Something eventful needs to happen in this next episode to really bring it up a notch. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section about this episode. And I'll see you guys in episode 4.